The venture capital firm's glass doors reflected Marina Chen's determined expression as she stepped inside, her server's uniform crisp despite the early morning hour. She'd worked at Luminance, the building's exclusive rooftop restaurant, for 3 years, long enough to recognize the type of person who strode in demanding the best table without a reservation. Today's specimen wore a custom suit that probably cost more than her annual rent. "Table for one," the man announced, not bothering with pleasantries. His phone never left his hand as Marina guided him to a corner booth overlooking the San Francisco skyline. "Welcome to Luminance. My name is Marina, and I'll be. Just bring me the tasting menu. And make it fast. I have actual important things to do." He didn't look up. Marina's smile never wavered. Years in hospitality had taught her that patience was its own reward. She'd seen countless versions of this man, tech millionaires who'd struck gold with an app or cryptocurrency and mistook luck for superiority. Throughout the meal, he snapped his fingers for refills, criticized each course with theatrical disgust, and spoke loudly on video calls about his latest acquisition. Marina remained professional, her responses measured and courteous. Then came dessert. "You know what?" the man said, finally looking directly at her. He pulled out his phone and made a show of opening his banking app. "I'm feeling generous. I'll transfer you $100,000 right now." He paused, his grin widening. "If you can take my order in Mandarin Chinese." The nearby tables fell silent. Marina felt their eyes on her, felt the weight of his assumption that someone in her position couldn't possibly possess such knowledge. "I'm sorry, sir, but I can't accept personal payments from guests. It's against restaurant policy." Her voice remained even. "Come on." He leaned back, arms crossed. "Don't pretend it's about policy. You just can't do it. I've been to Beijing, Shanghai, worked with Chinese partners. Real Chinese. You probably can't speak a word of it." He laughed, addressing the room now. "This is what's wrong with service these days. No skills, no education, just going through the motions." Something flickered in Marina's eyes, not anger, but calculation. "Sir, would you like to hear about our after-dinner cordials?" "In Chinese," he pressed. "Or admit you can't." Marina clasped her hands in front of her. "I'd prefer to continue in English, as that's most comfortable for all our guests. But if you're genuinely interested in language services, I should mention that Luminance offers private dining experiences with multilingual coordination for international clients. I'd be happy to have our manager discuss those options with you." His face reddened. "I knew it. All talk, no substance." Marina excused herself and returned to the service station, where her colleague James watched with concern. "What a piece of work," James muttered. "Want me to take over?" "No," Marina said quietly. "I've got this." The man became a regular fixture over the following weeks, always requesting Marina's section. Each visit featured a new challenge, a new language he'd dare her to speak: French, German, Japanese, always with the same mocking confidence, always with the implied insult that she couldn't possibly measure up to his worldly experience. Marina never took the bait. She served him with impeccable professionalism, deflecting his provocations with grace that seemed to irritate him more than any argument would have. What he didn't know, what Marina never advertised, was that she'd grown up in a diplomatic household, moving between international postings every few years. Her mother had been a UN translator, her father an ambassador. By age 16, Marina had lived on 4 continents and attended international schools where multilingualism wasn't exceptional. It was expected. She'd chosen restaurant work not from lack of options, but from genuine passion. She loved the intersection of culture and cuisine, the way food told stories across borders. She was working at Luminance while completing her master's thesis in cultural anthropology, focused on food as diplomatic language. but she saw no reason to perform her credentials for someone who'd already decided her worth. The crisis came on a Friday evening in March. The restaurant buzzed with energy. A major international delegation was dining in the private room, celebrating a successful trade agreement. Marina worked the main floor, where the usual man sat at his customary table, already 3 drinks in and particularly belligerent. Then chaos erupted from the private room. "We need help." The restaurant manager burst through the doors, her composure cracked. "The translator they hired didn't show up, and we have guests speaking Korean, Arabic, Portuguese. They are starting to leave. This deal is falling apart, and we're going to be blamed. The company's reputation." "I'll do it," Marina said. The manager blinked. "What?" "I can translate. Korean, Arabic, and Portuguese. I speak all 3 fluently. Plus Spanish, French, Mandarin, German, and Italian." "You, since when?" "Since childhood." "May I?" Minutes later, Marina stood in the private room, her server's apron removed, facilitating a conversation between a Korean electronics CEO, a Saudi investment minister, and a Brazilian trade representative. The words flowed effortlessly, her accent perfect in each language, her understanding of diplomatic nuance evident in every carefully translated phrase. She didn't just translate words. She bridged cultural contexts, smoothed over potential misunderstandings, added the kind of subtle interpretive work that turned a transaction into a relationship. The deal was saved. The guests were impressed. The restaurant's reputation not only survived but soared when the delegation praised the exceptional multilingual expertise in their public statements. Marina returned to the main floor to finish her shift. The man was still there, but now he sat frozen, his phone recording. He'd filmed everything through the private room's glass partition. "You?" he started, then stopped. For the first time, he seemed at a loss for words. Marina approached his table. "Would you care for anything else this evening, sir? You speak 9 languages." "Yes. And you let me week after week, His carefully constructed superiority crumbled in real time. "Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you shut me down?" Marina considered her response carefully. When she spoke, her voice was kind but firm. "Because I don't owe you my resume. Because my worth isn't determined by your challenges or your validation. I love this work. I'm good at this work. The languages I speak, the education I have, those are tools I use as I choose, not performances I stage for people who've already decided what I'm capable of based on my job title." She paused, letting that sink in. "You wanted to prove I was less than you. But you were trying to solve the wrong equation. The question was never whether I could speak Chinese. The question was why you needed me to fail." The man's jaw worked soundlessly. Several nearby diners applauded quietly. I'm sorry," he finally managed. "I was a complete ass." "Yes," Marina agreed. "You were. But apologies mean more with changed behavior than with words." He didn't return for 2 weeks. When he did, he was different. He waited his turn for seating. He said please and thank you. He asked Marina about her studies, really listening to her answers. He left a respectful tip, not extravagant, just fair, with a note, "Thank you for the education. I was the one who needed to learn." It wasn't a dramatic transformation. But it was real. The following month, Marina successfully defended her thesis. The same week, she received 2 job offers, one from the International Red Cross, one from a global culinary institute developing cross-cultural training programs. She accepted the culinary position, but kept 1 shift per week at Luminance. She'd earned her master's degree, but she'd learned her most valuable lesson on the restaurant floor. Dignity doesn't require an audience, and true respect is given freely, not earned through proving ground. The man, she later learned his name was Derek, and he'd made his fortune in cryptocurrency. started a foundation supporting hospitality workers pursuing higher education. He never claimed it was Marina's idea, never tried to take credit for his growth. He just did the work, quietly, in the way real change happens. Marina framed the note he'd left that first day back. Not as a trophy, but as a reminder. Sometimes the most powerful response to disrespect is simply continuing to be yourself, fully and unapologetically, until the world adjusts its expectations to match your reality. Hello everyone. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, don't forget to support our channel. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. We regularly upload amazing, informative, and entertaining content just for you. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to bring even better content in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to our growing community.